Yo, what's up everybody? This is Meyer. Welcome to our first video here at MyerHQ, where we talk about things such as anime, video games, movies, TV shows. Also guys, we will be discussing One Piece manga. I only say One Piece right now because I really don't read a whole lot of other manga. I do dabble around a little bit of Black Clover and My Hero Academia. But we do plan on checking out, I'm going to start reading a lot more, and I'm going to, read a little bit of Tokyo Revengers, Chainsaw Man, and probably Jujutsu Kaisen. I've read a little bit of Jujutsu Kaisen. I bought the first couple volumes when it came out, but when the anime came out, I just kind of gave up all that, and I just started watching the anime. I'm a little bit more of an anime guy, but I don't like to wait. Today we're going to be looking at the newest chapter of One Piece as of this video, which is chapter 1030. I'm going to go over a couple things that maybe I like in the video, some things I didn't like, maybe some things I want to happen, or maybe some things that just shocked me in general, or I'm sure any of you that have read it by now, some things that we all knew were going to happen and we're just kind of sad about. We didn't really want it to happen, but we knew it was going to happen, so we're not too upset about it. All right, everybody, so we start out the chapter seeing numbers 1, 2, and 3. Now I'm pretty sure these are probably the strongest numbers because if they're numbered by power, I'm just guessing that's how it goes. I don't know, but basically we've seen every other number at this point. These are the last 3 numbers that we still need to see, and they look pretty crazy, man. One of them looks like a demon. The other two just look like big fat giants, but they're massive, that's for sure. And then right next to him we see Apu. Apu is just chilling there, man. He's just talking to Drake. I guess they're not worried about these numbers. I don't know if maybe like Apu's controlling these things somehow with his music or what's going on, but they don't seem to be the least bit concerned. And Apu is trying to talk to Drake about making some sort of deal. And we all know how Apu is with deals. Like we saw how it was whenever like Kid, Hawkins, Killer, like they tried to make a deal with Apu, and Apu fucked him over. I mean, that we're just gonna keep it real. Apu fucked him. So and Apu just doesn't seem like a trustworthy guy. And Drake being being working for the Navy, I think he sees past it. The next part of the chapter, what happens next is gonna make some people, it's gonna piss people off. I'm not pissed about it because I love the character. I love the way this was introduced. I love the way it was I don't know if it was foreshadowed on purpose, but he made it happen. He found a way to foreshadow it. We all know how Oda is with foreshadowing things. But next we see, Usopp and Nami, and they're down here on, I can't remember what floor it was. I believe it's the first floor. I'm pretty sure it's the first floor. But they're down here and they just see some legs running around, dude. Some fucking legs. And the legs are Kinemon's legs. It's just his legs. And he's running around and he's screaming for somebody to help. And whenever he's screaming for somebody to help, it says Poot after what he's saying, and like I don't know if that's supposed to be fart noises or because he's talking out his ass, literally. You know what I mean? Like is he shitting? I don't know. I don't know if it's supposed to be poop noises or what, but that's funny to me. That's great. And I'm pretty sure they try to hop on top of Kinemon, like they're trying to help him. At least Usopp is, but Kinemon can't hear, his upper torso can't hear. He's just, because, he's talking out his ass. So anyways, he tries to stop him. Kinemon doesn't stop because he can't hear. And I'm not sure what Nami did here. I can't tell if she wrote the symbol on him with her finger or what, but she found a way to get the message across. But Kinemon's bleeding really bad, man. Like it's half the torso, like half his body, and there is blood just pouring out of this guy. Like Usopp touched him just for a moment, and his hand is covered in blood. Like it's all over the place. So basically Kinemon's legs, he's trying to tell this friendly, because he doesn't know that it's Usopp, like, hey, we got to get to this, the left tower. I think it's the left tower anyways. We got to get to the left tower, because not only is he up there chopped in half dying, but Kiku is basically in the same shape as him. She's up there basically bleeding out too. And they're not the only ones up there. Of course, that rat is still alive. Kanjuro, guys. You guessed it. Tanjiro's also still alive, and he's being phoned in by Orochi, and Orochi's asking him, you know, hey, you there? He's trying really hard to get a hold of him, like, hey bro, hey, and he keeps saying it over and over. And finally Kanjuro, I guess, picks up, you know, and he must have been, you know, he lets him know he's there, and I guess he must have been sounding rough, because Orochi's like, yo bro, it sounds like you might be on your last leg. And he kind of is on his last leg, you know, like he's gotten beat. I don't know if this is like the third time now or what, but he's taken some L's, and I think this might be the final L. And he seems to be very easily manipulated by Orochi. Like Orochi seems to be able to manipulate Kanjuro very easily, and I'm not really sure why. So Orochi's like, do you hear the cheers? You hear the clapping? And I guess, you know, the cheers, what he means by cheers is, you know, the sounds and of swords hitting each other, and you know, bloodshed and screaming from the war going on behind him. And this part's actually kind of funny. Indeed, unfortunately, the bitterness and resentment rippling through me means I cannot fully appreciate it. Now that's kind of funny. I couldn't help but laugh at that. And you know, as I'm laughing and making jokes, you know, Orochi's like, bro, we gonna have the last laugh, because he has Kanjuro do one big last crazy painting that, I guess, to do this, like, he had to give his life, I guess, because it says suicide pact, Korazumi clan. So I don't know if he's dead or not this time for sure. I'm assuming so. I think he had to give his life to summon this thing. It looks like a fire oni or fire demon called Kazenbo. As this fire demon Kazenbo is just tearing through Onigashima, emergency reports are coming in about a giant unidentified specter. So it seems like he can go through walls too, and I don't know if this is true or not, but it looks like anything he passes through just catches on fire. So I don't know how anyone there is going to deal with this. Now guys, another thing I want to talk about that's really subtle in the chapter, and it's only in like one really small square panel, are these motherfuckers. These motherfuckers right here, bro. These guys I've been seeing spread out randomly across each chapter. The CP0, you know, the spies, just saying random stuff in random places, and like one or two panels every other chapter, and then nothing happens. We don't hear anything about them. I want to see what these guys are up to. I want to see what kind of level they're on. Like, are they strong? Are they gonna be? Are they stronger than Rob Lucci? Are they weaker? Are they just smarter? Are they like Drake? Are they the highest level in the government? I think they are. Like, I don't know. I want to know more about these guys specifically, for real. All right, guys, and then we hop over to the next panel here. In this panel, we got the three big fights happening. On one side, we got Sanji versus Queen. On the other side, we got Zoro versus King. And in the middle, we got my guy Luffy versus Kaido. Now, I think they have this panel here to put emphasis on these three fights, because I really think, at least I hope, in the next chapter, we're going to see a lot between, like, going on in these three fights. You know, we're going to see, at least I hope so, you know. I really want to see what's going on with these fights, especially my boy Sanji, man. Like, Sanji he's going through it right now. Like a lot of you guys may think that this is a power up he got, but if any of you guys like know anything about Sanji and like the character and like how his character development has been so far, like, you know, like this ain't good for him, you know. This is actually kind of bad. And then like Zoro's still out here doing it, but like Zoro took that medicine. Like, he's still out here rolling on pure adrenaline. You know, like, after this fight, he's gonna be out. He has to be, or there's gonna have to be, Oda's gonna have to be able to explain very well why Zoro is able to keep trucking after this. And then we got Luffy, bro. Luffy versus Kaido. Now, notice how we keep putting so much emphasis on just Luffy. Like, we just have small panels of Luffy just being there and doing a little bit of stuff. Oda is really just trying to tell us, bro, like, Luffy's here. Like, it's been 20 years. We've been getting our asses kicked. Not anymore, bro. Like, Luffy and the Straw Hats, we're here now. Like this ain't the same crew. Then we go to the next panel and we got sneaky Orochi just chilling down here, lounging. And as we know from Yamato, there's a weapon stockage under this place. I guess I'm assuming it's like explosives, like bombs. Orochi says, "Light it up, Conjuro, blow him to smithereens. Now hurry back so we can escape. This pirate war no longer is any of our business." He's trying to just, Daenerys Targaryen this shit, burn it all. He's trying to just blow everything up it could possibly, he wants to take everybody down with him, because he knows, like, obviously, how's he gonna get off the island? He doesn't have a way off. So he knows that, he's just gonna go down too, but, out of spite, he wants to take everyone else down with him. Now, as the chapter progresses, we end up seeing a big explosion, and behind the explosion, we see Big Mom come busting out, and we see Kid flying, like she's flying right on top of Kid with her sword up, like this, ready to strike his ass down. He's hurt, he's obviously getting his ass beat, and he remembers, it looks like he had a flashback where he remembers a conversation they had at the beginning of the fight where he was like, "Yo, Law, can you awaken your fruit, bro? Do you know how to use your awakening?" And I believe this is the first time, I don't know if they've said the words awakening before, but I believe this is the first time they've actually said awaken for these fruits. Like, we've seen people do it like Doflamingo and Katakuri, but I believe this is the first time that we've actually seen it called awakening by the author himself, by Oda. But if I'm wrong, write down in the comments. I could be wrong, and let me know. I'd love to actually know so I can correct myself for the future. Now, it looks like when they awaken these fruits, it's very taxing on their body, like whether it's like drains their haki, or if it's just like physically taxing, I'm not really sure. But they both said that they can't do it for very long, and they can only use it so much before it just becomes overwhelming on their body. So we see Law go at Big Mom, and I guess this is his awakening attack, and he uses Croon anesthesia, and at first, like, he hits her, and it just seems like a harmless incision, but it looks like he finds a way to influence her body in other ways. So he says to attack the insides of her body, and he fucks her up. Like this is the first time, like, we see Big Mom bleeding. I don't think I've ever seen Big Mom just have blood come fuming out of her mouth. And then right behind it, Kid follows up with his awakening, which instead of turning himself into a magnet, it looks like it turns you into a magnet, which is really cool. And you see like all the guardrails of everything in Onigashima come together, and it just blasts in, dude, and smashes Big Mom. And with that, the chapter ends, and I don't know if there is a break next week or what. I hope there's not, but this was overall, it could have been a better chapter. But to me, it was a great chapter. It was funny. Not a whole lot of action happened until the end, but I think we had to get some build up for next week's chapter. Overall, yeah, I think it was a good chapter. If I had to give it a rating, I'd probably give it like a 6.5, 7 out of 10. Yeah. All right, everyone. Now, before we end the video, I just wanted to discuss a couple of things. The 3 numbers, I really feel like they are going to end up fighting the Straw Hats. I don't know which ones, I can't really say, but I just feel like that's why they're being showed off, for a future matchup. The other numbers really haven't been much so far, they just kind of been like extras, like just kind of pawns out there. So we'll see what these are like. Also, will Drake and Apu work together? I feel like they probably will. It won't be very long. I feel like it'll only be temporary, of course, before Apu double crosses him, or Drake finds a way to get his better out of the situation, because they both have mutual interest right now. What I mean? They both want the same thing. They both want to take out whoever wins the war, and while they're injured, they want to work together to do that. Also, a lot of people might get mad about this one, but I'm really glad Kinemon's still kicking, man. He is my favorite scabbard. He has been since he's been introduced. I can understand why a lot of people were pissed about it. he did get stabbed and he did get clobbered by Kaido with a Conqueror's Haki attack, and it looked like it smashed his head in. I really can't imagine any reason that he should be alive. I'm just happy for it because, you know, I'm a fanboy. Feel free to leave, you know, your thoughts and comments about that down in the in the chat below, the comments below. I'd love to respond to some of you guys. You know, we can see what other people's opinions are on that and see if maybe I'm just the only Kinemon fan. Also, you know, something that I'm very interested in is to see how they deal with this new fire demon, Kazunbo. I believe that's how you say his name. You know, let me know in the comments if I'm wrong. I like I said, I really want to make sure I'm right with the pronunciation on certain things. He seems pretty powerful considering like you know, everything in his radius is catching on fire. I couldn't imagine how anybody could deal with him, but at the same time, you know, Haki does deal with you know, certain fruit users, you know, like Legaia fruit users whose body's made of, like, you know, light energy, for example, you know, so maybe they can still attack fire with Haki. Maybe that'll be a way to introduce it and actually really show it off, since they're really starting to put emphasis on things like awakening and really starting to flesh out Haki a lot better. Oda's really been fleshing out Haki a lot more lately. So yeah, you know, drop some comments, you know, down below on some theories on how you think maybe this new threat might be dealt with. And last but not least, do you guys think CP0 will actually get Robin after all these years finally? We'll see. Thanks for watching, guys. Like I said, I'll be uploading lots of content here. Go ahead and hit that sub button down low, and until next time, you guys have a good one.